How is everybody today? Hopefully we'll get somebody to come up on the panel and hang out with us. But if not, we'll hang out and I'll talk to myself. uh, uh, the small entries that I poured yesterday out, so that's what I'm working on today. This is one of them. I just used some wire and kind of poking all of that dirt out of there. And the other one come out really neat looking. It's got more of a kind of a landscape on the bottom, I guess you would say, like a rocky hillside or something. I don't know if you can see it, but it turned out really cool. All these black spots I'll be digging those out, and then here in a little while, or sometime today, I'll be able to see through it, hopefully. Not see through it, but you know what I mean. Dog Pound, how are you? I'm cleaning on these trees here and hoping somebody comes up and chit-chats a little bit. Got a lot of little projects going on here. I got Bubba's back there clearing the path so we can get the lawnmower with the trailer into the back, and also get his trailer over there, over to his little yard area. So, and not bad, was it? Working on your high, huh? What? What? I can't hear you. Yeah, I know. It's all coming out of that black barrel. I'm still rinsing that barrel out. I'm trying to get everything out of it. Yeah, this is like extremely time consuming. I don't know. I guess if I had a little bitty pressure washer or something, I can make something that'll work. I get one of those little waterfall pumps or something and make a washing type bay or something for these things. I had the air compressor out here trying to blow the stuff out of there, and yeah, that doesn't work all that well. It's just tedious. Sit here and spend hours doing this. No wonder why they sell for so much. Get a lot into it after trying just the cleanup part. I gotta make this process faster somehow. But these are two little pours. It's supposed to have been a really big pour last night, but the anthill was on the side of a hill, and I didn't take in consideration the building habits. They're going to be building over towards well, they're on the ditch line, so the part that's the ditch, get out of there. Get out of there. Move. What? Yeah, bring me one if you don't mind. Anyway, the side that is in the ditch was getting, I guess it's gotten packed in more. So now these things kind of shifted where they went one-sided. They still turned out pretty cool. I like this one. This one's going to be really, really cool when we get it all uncovered. The more and more of this dirt that pick away from here, the cooler it looks. You can start seeing the chambers where the ants lived. Not much to do, and then I'll be, yeah, I'm kind of bored myself. But there's a lot to do here. This is just boring doing this. Come down and help me clean these things up. They're a pain in the butt. I gotta figure out a better way of doing this. Got to. I gotta get some kind of little pressure washer of some sort. Probably something that would run off a 12 volt or something. So I can. Well, no, I can get the 110 over here. Hey, Carlos, how are you? Yeah, this is the pour I did yesterday. Y'all seen the ones I poured the other day, right? Oh yeah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's why I had a little leg off the side of it over here. One of that's like, I don't know, the Dunce's corner or something, where they sent the ants that have been bad. We got a separate chamber over here. And that's almost like sand right there. Ooh. I do this for a little while and then I'll hook that water hose up. I hate doing that because when you're hauling your water, you can't really waste a bunch of it. So I got to get a well done. Can y'all hear me okay? This part of it just takes forever. Me and Flanny got out here yesterday and working on the other ones. We was out here for an hour or two, just out here in the front yard. I met out early this morning, but got tied up, had to go and do a few things. Yep. Rodney, how you doing? I do think that this is going to be my favorite one out of the whole bunch, even though it's a small one. Hey, brother. Hey, you know that the little wire brushes in there? Can you bring me one? I know, that's what I'm doing too. Yep. Thank you. Can you hear me? Sorry, I guess I was muted. So, anyway, now that we done talked about that, only I know that part of the conversation now. You tell me if it works now. Anyway, you get these things broke loose and try to hit it with a hose, I guess, and then set it out in the sun, let it dry up again. Do it all over again. The only way I figured out how to do this. And the drier it seems to get, the more easier it pops loose until it dries out all the way and then becomes hard. Gotta have that little happy medium. Not too wet, not too dry. Good sound now. I thought it was still messed up. Oh wow, this has a cool little chamber going in. Haha. Well, that's cool. So those at the picnic supply store. So what at the... Yeah, the air compressor does work. I've got it right over here. In fact, I've got the sprayer nozzle right there. Make death flame. Yeah, we've thought about that, and I'm actually gonna I'm doing that, and then plus there is clear glow in the dark paint where when the lights are on you don't see any color or anything, but when you turn the lights out, the tree we were thinking about dipping it in that clear glow in the dark stuff and then turn it upside down, or right side up and let it dry. And I'm hoping that works. That's one thing that we're thinking about trying to do that. I guess I could, no, I ain't gonna mess with that right now. Probably what I need to do is get one of those little, not that kind of blower tip, but the ones that's got the long nozzle, little bitty on the end, and just use the air compressor and blow all this stuff out of here. That looks so cool. really should see these things up close. Seeing them on camera doesn't justify it at all. These things are really, really cool looking. I mean, they're a little rough. You gotta kind of clean them up and stuff a little bit, but they're really unique looking. It literally looks like a chrome tree. It just, I don't know. It's really neat. But this part takes forever. Ow, dadgummit. Got some sharp tips on it. Then once we get them all cleaned up, we gotta take the Dremel and just kind of knock the edges off, the rough parts. And some of that will pour into a almost like a needle-like spike. I mean, I done stabbed my finger I don't know how many times. There's some sharp edges on some of this stuff. And just hit them with the Dremel and like I do with my ingots and stuff, the ones I'm gonna keep. Well, space, I'm going to. That's what I just said. Can y'all hear me? The same thing. You dip it in there and then put it, spray it on there or whatever. I mean, same thing. Yeah, that's what I was talking about doing. I wonder if these headphones are working. You know what? I probably don't need them. Watch. Nope. It's not doing anything. Well, maybe. If only I had not kicked myself off of the stream. Well. Give me some better headphones. Anyhow. What do y'all think so far? See, it'll sit on that. I have to take grinder and smooth all of that off. But it'll sit like this. It looks like one tree right here. Or a link out. All right. It looks like one little like a tree here, and then it looks like another one coming off the side. But this is all like almost like a really rocky mountain train type thing. That's what it looks like to me. There you go. That thing lagging that much or something? I don't know about y'all, but it acting funny on this. Little man, what are you doing? How in the world did I end up backstage in my own? You and me. What's going on?
Oh, hey. I want to talk about this ant thing you got going on. How much did it cost you to make that?
To make this?
Yeah.
Mm, uh, I don't know. Maybe 15, 20 bucks if you had the propane and the aluminum. Not even that. Probably 10. Maybe 10, 15. Yeah, it's
What
not
would
much
be
at all.
what would be your sale point on something like that? What do you think? If like you took it like to the local swap meet and set up a table, what would you sell that for?
Um, that I don't know. I know they're going for anywhere from 500 to 1500 for about that size, and 1500 to 3000 for them huge ones. I mean, me personally, I'd be tickled pink if I got uh $100 out of it or something. You know.
I don't know if that's going to happen at a swap meet though.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's not really that it's worth anything. I mean, like I don't know if I put a price on it, but
Now
no.
think about the area you're in and the economics of the area you're in when you're pricing it. What do you actually think you could sell that for in that area?
In this area, probably not much enough. Anything. This is a bunch of old country boys way out in the sticks. They,
Sure, sure.
they're not really interested in anything that they put up as art. You know, not like that. I don't think they might. I don't know. I This is the first I've seen anything like this when my buddy showed me.
Oh, okay, okay.
You it might, but I don't know. I've never seen anybody do that until he showed me, and then I was like, well, that's easy.
That's my next thing, RLF eBay. If you make a nice wooden base, lacquer and seal it, and then mount it right to that base, put it on
Yeah,
eBay for $250.
yeah,
See who bites.
yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. Is I figured that I mean, if they're going for high dollar for, I mean, everywhere else, why not just put them on a internet where somebody that would want something like that, and we've got plenty more amp piles. I've got one right here. I was planning on doing later on today because um I still haven't gotten to the four wheeler parts that I got to
Nice.
cut up and melt down.
Yeah,
But
even on eBay, you can put it on there as an auction, put $1,000 as the sale point, and then when the
yeah,
auction's over, if somebody's got a $200 bid on it, sell it to them. No skin off your nose.
right. That'd be one way to do it. I don't know. I've never messed with anything like that.
Yeah, look into eBay auctions versus eBay sellers
Yeah.
and stuff. I think you'd come up with more money on the auctions than trying to sell it for a set price. I don't know. Just a thought.
What about the idea that we had about well, I thought about dipping it in glow in the dark paint and um Richard said something about
Yeah.
spraying it, but either way, to where that clear um but I don't know, that might take away from the value of it to somebody, I guess. I don't know.
What do you think?
Do two of them. You do one, mount it, and try and sell it, and then do one and mount it and dip it like you're talking about, and see which one sells first.
And see, the more and more you uncover, the more and more it's just chambers, and then you get a chance to. Did you see the ones I already did?
A couple
The
of them,
bigger
yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
I've got them cleaned up now. You've seen them since they were cleaned up, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I saw them while you were playing with them.
Hold on a second. Well, more than a second. Take me a minute.
Let's see, what do we got here? We got a water tank back there. We got a fence. We got a couple of trees. There's a lot of trees back there. I'm not digging that blue bowl. Okay, those pinkish red ones, I'm cool with. That blue one, no, we gotta get rid of the blue. I have no idea. Hi guys, how y'all doing? You can run an auction on it and still have it at a set price if someone wants to buy it straight out. Okay, RLF. No, I just figure if he makes a ridiculous amount, like $1,000, and doesn't tell anyone, just makes it hidden auction. I mean, see who's gonna bid it up.
Now this is one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Look at that. Isn't that cool?
You need to find yourself a fire ant layer.
That's fire ant. That's fire ant.
Yeah.
And you know them big black annoying ants? That's what this one is. But this is a big one. Or one of them.
Very cool.
You can tell I did 2 different pours on it.
Okay.
But I've got the big solid base and all. Yeah. But I really like this one. This one's probably my favorite. I think this one I'm definitely gonna dip in or spray it down with the glow in the dark paint, and I got to figure out some which way of mounting something to the bottom of it, a wood base.
And where do you get your cans from? Where you been collecting your cans?
Shoot, there was probably 6-8 bags of cans right here on the property that the people before us left.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, we've been doing a lot of cleaning, and it's barely put a dent in it.
So I was thinking if you got a local bar around there, make a deal with them. Let them know what you do.
Good. Yeah. Well, I figured aluminum cans are going for like 40-something cents a pound to turn them in for scrap. So if you offer them a little bit less and they don't have to take it in the deal, they usually go for it. Buddy of mine, he said if I gave him like 25 cents a pound, he'd go for that. And so I get all of his too then, or I'm gonna be.
Cool.
We had just talked about it the other day, so of course I haven't gotten any of them yet. But
put up a big old sign at the front of your property.
Yeah, black and
yeah, aluminum.
Yeah, we're trying. Matter of fact, me and my buddy, the one that showed me how to do all of this, we're looking at trying to build a different kiln, the oven that we melt the aluminum down in, because you can take a steel container or stainless steel container or whatever that takes a hotter temperature to melt and use it as your crucible for aluminum, because aluminum, it melts at a lot cooler temperature than most metals melt at.
Okay.
But anyhow, you take it, we're going to take it and make it where it's got a spout on the bottom of it. We've I've seen where people have made them where it's got a spout with a with like a chamber that it will go out the bottom of it, and you put your molds underneath there as it's melting. And we're gonna see about doing that so that we can take like a bigger quantity of cans melted down into ingots quicker. And when we get them down into ingots, then we take the other kilns that we got, the ones that we're using now, and we take them out into the field where we find the ant piles.
Okay.
He's got one that's 2.5 foot tall, beautiful one.
Wow.
These things is like 2.5 foot tall. It's really spread out. He's got a couple really good ones, but he's got them ones out there in the field. These are all from right here on my property.
I've seen some of them on eBay. Some of them giant fucking like termite hills they make. Oh my god, man! Those some of them like you got to use a forklift to pick it up and move it and shit. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of the termites, I was watching a video where they had took. You ever see old rotted board that usually you find out in a barn or something's got a whole bunch of termite holes in it and just kind of rotted out? They would take those and line them and line metal around them and underneath them, and then pour aluminum over them, and then sand them back down to the regular wood shape, and it would make a combination of the aluminum and the wood. They're really, really neat, I thought.
Nah, Joys of Sorrow, we're mainly just talking about things curing the boredom, hobbies to do, you know, just taking up time. No, but even hobbies, you know, if you're building something as a hobby and you got 15 of them stacked in the corner, you got to do something with them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
An anthill tree.
That's what these are. It's
Well,
on sale for what, 240.
Yeah, but I wonder how tall it is. I mean, that'd be a good comparison to look at it, see how tall it is, how wide it is compared to what you're making.
Yeah, I'd like to find that out. See just what these are worth, and surely somebody else is making them just like this. So we ought to be able to find out how much these are worth.
Yeah, there's all kinds of videos out there of ant hills and stuff like that being made.
Yeah. See, like this one is from a fire ant hole. You see how their chambers are more spread out.
Yeah.
And longer tunnels. But this is those black ants, and you can see how the tunnels are wider and bulkier, but more close, more confined to each other. You know, they don't spread out that far. It's the difference in the ant is the difference. The type of ant.
Joyce has a good question there. Yeah, but how many has the seller sold? You can set it for any price you want, but how much are they actually being purchased for? That's the difference.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I would like to.
It's a really good point, Joyce.
Yeah, just figured I'd try this once I get them nice and pretty where they're ready to sell, and then I can take some pictures of them and just find out what they're worth and how people different things that people are doing with them and how they're doing it, and you know. So I was just trying to figure it out. I didn't actually intend on getting any kind of hobby, but this kind of struck my interest, so I went with it.
I keep sitting here blowing hits at you, Tommy, but I don't think it's working.
Do what?
Every time I take a hit, I'm sitting here and I'm blowing it at you, but I don't think it's working.
Well, I think it is. I'm like, oh, never mind. Something like that.
How many birdhouses you got made?
Well, I kind of haven't really made very many more birdhouses. Haven't my shop kind of got messed up there for a little while, and now I'm in the process of trying to Bub and them's wanting the trailer that we started out with, the one that we had over in Mississippi when we first started. They're wanting that, and we're moving it back so he's got his own little yard and stuff like that. So we're getting that ready to move. And
Charge him rent, $1,000 a month.
oh no, I wouldn't do that. Not that much. Nope, not that much.
And Rodders, he was talking between $10 and $15 to make it.
Maybe $9.99. Can't go for the 1,000, but maybe $9.99. What do you think?
Okay. Give him a break. He is family.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but he was talking between $10 and $15 to make it, and we saw the video. Just, I don't know if it was last night or the night before. It took you what, about an hour and a half to make one of those?
Yeah, something like that.
And how long does it take you to dig them out?
Oh my God, this is an all-day stupid rat race here. I don't like this part. This part normally, Selena's been working on them other ones, but we still ain't got the other one done. This one's the only one that's done. I finished this one off yesterday.
Yeah. So we're talking $10 to $15 to make and about 10 to 15 hours worth of on and off labor to do, right?
Yeah, something like that, I guess.
Okay.
And that's only because we ain't got the equipment to spray these out and stuff really good.
Well, even going on the cheap side, at say your labor costs you yourself $10 an hour on the cheap side, that's $150 right there. And then you got your cost times 2 plus half. So that's another 50, 60, 70, 80. That's about $195, $200. I'd put them up for sale.
Okay. Sounds fair.
You always got to go cost times 2 plus half. Right. Just how you do it building decks. So that's what I do everything.
I'm gonna find a quicker way of doing this. This is annoying. Where do the ants go? Are they stuck in the metal? Yes. The answer is yes. There is literally in some corners these little indents. Like let me see if I can see one. Okay, here you go. I don't know if you can see, like right under my fingernail there. But it's literally the impression of an ant. That they're literally, some of these black dots are what's left of the ant.
You murderer!
They started doing that. They thought it was a cool way to get rid of your ants on your property, and they didn't realize what they were doing when they went to dig it up. They're like, wait a minute, this is something cool.
What's up, Jazzy?
It's a way of killing the ants on your property.
People in the chat.
I tell you what, I guarantee you, I've done pissed off every ant on this hillside. I'm surprised they ain't all in the house and everything. I'm surprised they ain't over there trying to discuss covert operations against me or something. I mean, them suckers are mad. I guarantee you, I've done killed all their aunts and uncles. I guess they're uncles too.
No, Joyce, I've always got told in decking, cost times 2 plus half. Cost is your materials, times 2 is your labor. That half is nothing, everything in your pocket. And they're pretty much agreeing in the chat as far as price-wise.
Yeah.
You know, about $200 or so, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's just something fun to do. I mean, if it brings in some money, then hey, all the better. I'm looking at I'm wanting to build another one. I'm gonna go back up to that scrapyard this next week, and I'm gonna buy a big keg, and we're gonna make one out of a keg.
Oh, okay, okay. You could also get yourself a 3-gallon propane tank. If you make one out of a keg, get a 3-gallon propane tank to use as your crucible. Because, you know, they're smaller and they're a little taller. Not the 5 gallons, the 3 gallons. They're not quite as wide and they still sit tall. You could do a shitload in that.
Yeah.
And Joyce has got a really good idea.
What is it?
I wonder if you could do the same with clear epoxy and preserve the ants and home in perfect stillness. That is a wild idea. Oh my God, man. Like a 2-part epoxy because it's warm.
Hey, I'll tell you next week. I'll tell you if you can do that because I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be the first one to do that when you watch it. See,
But wait, Tommy, you gotta use a 2-part epoxy because when you mix it, it warms and keeps the liquid viscous and it'll flow into the anthill. If you use a 1-part epoxy and it's not warm enough, it may not go to the bottom. So try and get yourself a 2-part epoxy because as they mix, the chemicals actually warm it up. What was that?
You can get it at Lowe's and stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
How much would that cost me?
Ooh, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It didn't cost that much, huh? I've been wanting to do some epoxy stuff, but I just haven't done it yet.
Oh, that's a good point, Rodders. You have to wait and see. You might be able to clean the dirt off or, you know, take a like a 500 grit or something and just barely clean it off, the dirt off of it so you can still see it.
Well, they have very their tunnels are packed.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get too much dirt on the outside of it once you brush it off.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, it should it sounds like it'd be a major pain in the butt to do what I'm doing right now on it, but it sounds like it would be really cool and probably worth it.
You would think RLF, but just in my mind, as far as the regular resin, you know, the warmer it is, the more viscid I'm tongue-tied. But more the liquid flows.
Say that way.
With a 2-part, it actually warms as you're mixing it because the chemicals are mixing together. Whereas just a standard resin, you're pouring out of a bucket, it's whatever the temperature in the bucket is. You know what I'm saying? So even with the regular resin, I would think you might want to warm it up before you pour it.
What's the warming for?
To make the liquid viscous. Otherwise, you know, it's like maple syrup. Resin's like a maple syrup as it cools, man. You got to, you know, liquids pour quicker and faster, warmer.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to give that a shot. Does anybody in the chat know about what that would cost? All we need is, I'd say, probably about a gallon.
I think somebody said something up here. No, something about average 200 on eBay. No, I don't think they were talking about resin.
Yeah.
Jesse says people are making tables and glass tops on top of with the ant tree as a base. That's pretty cool, Jesse. What's up, Salvatore?
I take it they're looking this up. Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you look this up, this ant tree idea, you look this up and you'd be amazed some of the stuff they're making. They're fusing it with wood. and I've got a whole bunch of cedar trees that are old and down, and it's just the old boards. Where when we cut into them, there's going to be a lot of like rotted out parts of it, which is perfect for melting this aluminum into it and making a complete sheet like that for a bench or shelf or I don't know, something fancy or something. I don't know. But
Yeah, let me see. Now, what do you got near you? Lowe's, you said?
yeah, I got a Lowe's not too far. It's worth going that far to go and get that stuff. But
Well, I'm going to get you a price right now, or an average price. I'm looking up Lowe's website right now. Clear epoxy resin, 2-part, viscous clear cast, $34.
$34 for how much?
That's a 2-quart. For the full gallon, it's I got one right here. It's called Super Clear, $60.
$60 for a gallon of Super Clear?
Well, it'll be 2 gallons. It comes in 2 parts.
Oh yeah.
But it's $60. Now you can go with a high grade for tabletops that is like $90. But I'm looking at the reviews for this Super Clear versus the tabletops, and you can't sand it. So you might want to go with just the Super Clear resin, 2-part resin, which is only $60.
That's not too bad. I don't know. I got to check, make sure Selena don't let me spend that kind of money on that right now.
Yeah, Joyce, that's why I'm sitting here looking up the reviews and stats on them. The Clear runs a clear, but it's a fog clear that you have to sand, like most of your construction resins. But they do have a Super Clear Premium, which is actually cheaper.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, everything else I'm seeing on here that's a 2-part is
Who was it
suggesting
that said that?
sanding grits.
Who come up with that? Who come up with that idea?
I don't know. Let's find out.
That was a good idea. I like that idea. I'm gonna definitely want to try that.
That was Joyce. Joyce is coming up with the good ones today.
All right.
Bad thing is you have to worry about the dirt getting stuck in the epoxy, and the only way to see through it is by sanding every part of it. Yeah, that would be the one thing I'd worry about. I think Jesse brought that up, or someone did, about the dirt sticking. Even though it's compacted, I'm sure there's going to be a percentage that sticks.
I wonder, is there anything that I could pour down it first to clear everything out?
No, because then you would just flush all the ants to the bottom.
Oh yeah. You want to catch them while they're in there at work. Now, trust me, they're going to be in them chambers, because when you take the vacuum and suck the top part of the anthill off of there and open up all them chambers in order to do this, which you would have to do with the epoxy also. When you do that, they immediately they all just start coming up that ant pile and start working on it immediately.
Now,
well, you pretty much got to vacuum it out, like literally right before you pour this stuff when you do this, because there's so many of them right there bottlenecked into the top of the ant pile that may be why that one didn't go as far as I thought it should have.
Now, if you're trying to do the clear resin, I would think maybe invest in a Dremel.
I got a Dremel.
You know, just to get in there and clean everything off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got a Dremel. That's what I got to use on this when I get done to try to clean it up. Yeah, I got a Dremel already though. A decent one. It's a cordless.
Now, Joy says try it with the cheap stuff first, then buy the high-end stuff as far as the resin. But man, even the cheap stuff is kind of expensive. 50, 60 bucks, $59.99.
Yeah, and there's no telling what we're gonna get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, if
That's
you're just going to run a test, I mean, they got some at Lowe's, they got what they call a bar top epoxy. It's a 32 ounce, 2 pint for 24 bucks just to try it.
bar top epoxy.
Yeah.
Okay, what can you thin that down with?
Oh, any epoxy you can sand down with just sandpaper, high grit
No,
sandpaper.
thin it down so that it is more liquefied when it goes into the anthill.
Ooh. I know that. Hold on. Okay, if you thin it down using a 2-part, you wouldn't mix it 50-50. You would use more part A, but you would have to mix it more, and it would take longer to set. And I'm sure somebody will correct me if I got something wrong there, but I believe that's how it works. You'd need to mix it more, and it would take longer to set if you're not using a 50-50 mix.
Well, definitely. So I'm gonna look into that bar top and try to use it. I mean, even if I go and get the more expensive stuff, because I'm wanting to do something else with that, I'll just use smaller portions of it and just do a smaller anthill, just do the very top of the anthill.
Yeah.
And not we can get to these bigger ones later, but I mean, even with just a little bit of it, I still got plenty to do. The other, I wouldn't be out much of nothing, and I can
you just
little
test
one and see what happens. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, that's what he's doing now, Peanut Brittle. But the current topic is possibly using a 2-part resin for a clear mold of the anthill. And RLF says a few drops of acetone may help to thin it out.
Acetone. Yeah, that might.
Yeah, exactly, Joyce. Just do a small one at the top of the anthill just to check it.
What is it?
Joyce is saying, the point is to find out if it works. That way, if it fails, you don't have the expense is minimal if you're just doing the top of the anthill for a test at first.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I can go and get that. I'll try it with that bar top first and see what happens. Because $20-something, that's not much to spend on just on a whim on something you have no idea what's going to happen.
And here, let me pull it up and look at the stats on this.
Surely somebody tried that before. I'm sure we're wondering the same thing. Would the epoxy show the ants? I imagine they would. They would have to stay in there and just they'll be preserved. Like the mosquitoes on that guy's cane on Jurassic Park. I mean, I don't know if you could do the same thing later on in the future, but I guess the future is the only one that knows that. So
cool, RLO.
What?
We don't know, Peanut Brittle. That's what we're talking about. Will it or won't it? That's what the test is for. RLS says he wants to do some working with wood and resin. And Peanut Brittle's asking, would the epoxy show the ants? And that's the question we have. Yeah, that stuff is SRC bar top epoxy resin.
SRC, bar top epoxy resin. All
Kind
right.
of like the race team, SRC.
What'd you say? A race team?
Yeah. Sprinter Cup.
I don't know. I don't get into sports really. I know. I'm weird. It'll be alright though. Holy crap! I need a miniature pressure washer.
Ooh, there you go.
But
Whoa, good afternoon from Brazil and Rio de Janeiro. Right? I don't know. I can't fucking pronounce shit. We're done. Well, good afternoon to you. Cheers. Welcome. Fabricio.
boy, this
That's
sucker's got so many chambers. It's unreal.
That's really cool. Somebody in here is from Brazil, man.
Oh yeah,
Rio de Janeiro. Fabricio.
nice,
Everyone go check him out. That's cool.
nice, awesome. Glad to have you. I gotta get the grinder. I gotta get my grinder and smooth off the bottom of the base of this thing. You should look this up and see what they do over there in Australia when they do the ant hills out there, those big huge ants. And when
Yeah.
they do pours, they pours like 20 to 50 gallons of liquid aluminum at a time. You know, I mean, huge displays. It's insane. I'm just doing small backyard ones. Yeah, they have some monster ones going.
Sell them at the local swap meet for $50 a pop, 50 to 80 bucks a pop. Sell them on eBay for 200 bucks a pop.
Yeah, it sounds like sell them on eBay.
No, wherever you can make the money.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's really the fun of it. It's really interesting doing this.
You need a pole barn on the property so you can start putting all this stuff on shelves and open up a store.
Yeah.
All your little projects, make 20 or 30 of them, put them on a shelf for sale.
Right.
We got a place like that here.
I've always got so many different ideas.
Yeah. Now we got a place like that here. It's just an old steel building off on a side road, and people come in with crafts and sell shit there all day long. It's like a craft store. You can come in and sell your shit.
Yeah. Hey, give this one food for thought. You know what sand casting is, right?
Sand casting?
Sand casting.
Like making sand castles and shapes in the sand?
No. You take whatever it is that you want to make make it out of aluminum.
Okay, I know what you're saying. Okay, I get you.
You pour the aluminum in one side, and then it comes out the vent hole on the other side.
Yeah.
The aluminum itself is already, everything toxic is burned off of it. There's nothing that's toxic coming out of that vent hole. And anyhow, a friend of mine said you take a bud and put it in the mold, right? And when the liquid aluminum goes in there and it instantly burns it, that's all going to be good, rich smoke that comes out of the stack on the other side of it. Plus, it's going to infuse the leaves in the metal. So you do it in the shape of a pipe, drill the top end out, and you literally have the remnants of the weed in the pipe. But yet, if you stand over that hole, you're gonna smoke all of the weed that you had put in that cast.
Okay, I want to see you try this shit. I want to see this.
I was messing around with a buddy of mine, Bobby. I was joking around with him, and I called him up just out of nowhere, and I started going over this whole idea, and he just stops and just dumbfounded, and he's like, "Holy crap! How much of that did you smoke?" I mean, he was just dumbfounded. He was like, are you serious?" And then he's afterwards, he's like, that all played out right, where it made perfect sense. I was
Yeah.
laughing. I try anything once at least.
Hey, some things in life just work. So what kind of smoke they got in Tennessee nowadays? Anything good or just some bottom shelf stuff? Huh?
The Tennessee ditchweed. You remember back in the day when you used to smoke brickweed? That's all you could get with brickweed. You probably wonder still to this day, where do you get brickweed? You can't even see that stuff anymore. Come to Tennessee, that's all you can get. It sucks.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it sucks. That's all you get here is brickweed that come out of that somebody probably pressed it and got everything out of it. It doesn't do nothing but give you a headache.
I'll donate some alien.
Something good.
RLF says he'll donate some alien gorilla glue. The only problem is he lives in a red state. He doesn't live in a green state. You can't mail shit to a red state, guys. No.
Well, I wish somebody would.
No.
Yeah, I know it's a bad idea.
Now, like, I've mailed stuff to people. People's mailed stuff to me, but it's from like coming from Canada or it's coming from another green state into a green state. I don't know about that mailing shit into a red state, man. They're still assholes there.
I know.
Well, that's true, Joyce. That's true. You're right. But like someone told me a story once that he knows like one of the guys that works at his post office, and he went in there and was like, "Hey," and the guy was like, "Hey, we received a package for you. Would you like to smell it?" And that's what his buddy said to him.
Oh
no. Needless to say, he didn't pick up that package.
Right.
Yeah, UPS. There you go. Yeah, see, RLF, that's one of the states, you're talking about living in Oklahoma, that's one of the states I looked about living in. The panhandle of Oklahoma. Oklahoma's like a big, soup pot.
I don't like Oklahoma. Oklahoma sucks.
I'm looking for cheap living in a green state, man. Somewhere warm where I'll be left alone.
No, it ain't great in green state, but man, they don't mess with you here too much. Nobody messes with you around here. They're all pretty laid back.
Oh, that's going to change, RLF. Any state that has medical will eventually go wreck. It's going to happen. I mean,
don't like tornadoes. It never live. Oh my goodness, them tornado sirens go off more here than I've seen them go off anywhere. I mean, they're always going off. Every time the sky looks like it's fixing to cloud up, them things will go off. Like they got them things set on extra sensitive. Every time you turn on the news channel or the weather channel, they're saying, "Oh, you got a tornado in your area." I'm looking outside like I don't even see the clouds. Okay. It gets windy here though. Oh my goodness. If I had
That's why. That's why you
yeah,
need to get Bubba a shovel so he can start digging. He needs to dig you a basement, and then he needs to dig you a root cellar under the basement.
yep. Yep. Yeah. Right now he's trying to clear out spot for to move that trailer over there so they can move into their own trailer. And
Yeah, you're not gonna find one of them cheap Joys. Joy says unless they have those military underground missile silos for sale and cheap, then maybe I'll move to Oklahoma.
oh no, I don't like Oklahoma. I lived there for a long time though. Lived there for let's see, 16 years.
I would love to come back home to Tennessee, man, but between policing for profit and it's a red state, there's not a chance of me going back there.
Yeah. I don't know. You keep saying that, but I've been looking. Don't. I guess I understand why it's a red state. The clay here is just insane.
Well, you got red, yellow, and green. You got red states that marijuana is not acceptable at all. You got yellow states that are medical, and then you got green states that are open rec. Red, yellow, green, man.
Yeah.
I got that from some marijuana map on the internet. That's what they always use: red, yellow, green.
Hmm. Starting to look good.
There you go. There you
I
go.
like that one. You got a little.
This
Yes,
is
that
like
was.
the military equivalent of cleaning the latrine with a toothbrush. Tommy over there, one with a little stick poking each and every hole. You see, there you go. Oh my God. Texas will probably be as far as I go east again, says Joyce. I like it out there, even though it was complete culture shock. Oh, RLF, why would you subject yourself to those kind of taxes? Oh, the taxes in California, insane.
Yeah, come on now, stupid spider.
They're revolting against Tommy. Mother Nature's revolting.
I know, right? Oh, this is crazy.
They're saying it looks like a coral reef.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it looks like. That's why I was thinking if I did it in that glow in the dark paint, I bet you it would I bet you it look like coral reef. That's exactly what it's starting to look like. Of course, my other one. And then we got That one that hasn't been, it's still got a lot of mud in it. Then we got the big one. Yep. Those are really, really cool.
Oh man, that hit got me.
Huh?
That hit got me, man. It reached down and grabbed me by the boo-boo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those definitely look good how they are. I don't know where I want to move to. You know, I keep thinking, okay, worst case scenario. When my work comp's over, between that and the money I've saved, okay, when I finally get to leave Illinois, I'll have about $100,000. Now I have to figure out how to make that 100,000 last me. You know what I'm saying? So I figure I got to pick up some house somewhere for about 30,000, something I can fix up over time, possibly with a detached garage that I can make a little apartment for myself, maybe rent the house out, or even possibly pick up two houses for like $20,000, $30,000, some fixer uppers and stuff. That way I can put money into one house, rent it out while I'm living in the other house and working on it. So I don't know. But where do you move to? If you have no attachment, like when I leave Illinois, I'll have no attachment. So where do I go? My only standard is I would like to go somewhere where has water on the property, and I'd like it to be a green state where I can smoke my marijuana and grow my medication. And that's it.
Well, what kind of climate do you like?
Climate warm. It's got to be warm. I hate the cold. I'm in Illinois, man. You know winters here. They suck.
Yeah.
Bye, Joys.
The East Coast is really cool. Down in the Carolinas and down into Georgia and stuff is really cool.
But
I
none of
don't
them
know
are
if
green states.
I don't know if they're legal.
No.
Alabama, yeah, Alabama is pretty neat.
Is Bama legal? Is recreational marijuana legal? Can you grow in
I
Alabama?
don't know.
Let's find out. Oh, I need a keyboard. Oh God, you guys are making me think. Damn you, chat people, making me think. Now, if you didn't find your place in Tennessee, Tommy, what would be
You
your
can
top
in
place to go?
Oklahoma, but I don't like Oklahoma myself. I wouldn't recommend it.
No. What would be your top place to go if you had a choice? Back to California?
I don't know. It just medical Mississippi. Huh?
Oh wow! Check this out. The Alabama Senate on Wednesday approved a bill to legalize medical marijuana in the state. It would allow people with qualifying conditions to access cannabis for therapeutic purposes. I don't know if you heard me. I don't know if he's froze or what's going on. Grab a hammer, smack your phone, Tommy. So yeah, that article was printed February 24th. Let's see, where is weed legal? Fully legal. Wow, very few places. Yet Tennessee has medical, it says. Oh, that's expensive too. My aunt used to have a condo there, man. I spent like 6 months, or about 5.5 months in Hawaii one time. Over in Honolulu, Makaha Shores. Really nice. Oh, beautiful place, man. Oh, his screen flipped. Tommy, are you there? You have medical in Hawaii, though. As of 2021, Hawaii is a medical marijuana state. So it won't be long before it's legal, recreational. Oh, we lost him.
Well, what's going on here?
Hey, I hear you. South Dakota is legal. Fully legal in South Dakota. Who the fuck's moving to South Dakota?
Which state?
South Dakota. Well, shoot, RLF, if you end up in Hawaii, I'm coming to visit, brother. I'll come for the weekend, but trust me, 2 weeks later, you'll probably see me living somewhere out there or shacked up with somebody out there. Living on the beach in a tent, something. I'll come for the weekend, but you'll see me later.